Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, and hopefully you are watching from Facebook and you are watching from YouTube too, because there was a little bit of a technical glitch and now I'm waiting for you to letting me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I think I see myself in the club. But please let me know. So, just a second. And I see Miriam. Hello, dear Miriam. We are going to bead today the TIEPOLO earrings designed by Veronka. I also see Sarah and Antoinette and Vania, thank you, and Elena and Una. Una says it's all right. Laura is here. Robin is here, and Shelly is watching from Facebook. And Susanna is here, and Laura. Susanna is watching from YouTube. Jessica is here. Corinne is here. Oh, so nice. What a lovely Friday evening, or Friday morning if you are in a different part of the world. So we are still on team with the Dangerous Liaisons Beading School Academy team, still working with the same curated collection, same source of inspiration, but now it's time to bead one of the blingy jewels made for us by Veronka. So it's going to be the TIEPOLO, and you can already download the PDF tutorial that makes it easier for you to follow the workshop from noonehastobeadalone.com. As always, it has two versions. You can either go for the beaders supporting beading school version and purchase the tutorial for the bead shop, or for 3 days a gift tutorial is also available that you can download as or gift to you to make sure that you can follow along and be together so no one has to bead alone. And while you are doing that, then just let me greet everyone. Rachel, Claire, Facebook user friend, Robin, Marianne, Deb, and Jessica. Aw, Jessica had a nice time just now. And Vanya is asking, why do we call her Veronka and the spelling Veronica? Is this a language pronunciation? Just want to get it right. Both are right. Veronica is the official version. Veronka is like the cutie version. She's a cutie. I call her Veronka. But yeah, you don't go wrong with either of these. And before I would start showing you what you need for today's TIEPOLO, just a quick reminder of two important things. On one hand, today in the afternoon, the ladies in the beading school treasury were doing a big restock, a treasury restock. By the way, we have like a separate shelf in the treasury where you can see that what has been restocked from your favorite goodies. I'm going to add the link now so it's easier for you to find it. And they restocked Fireline, and they restocked the 10mm round low cut cabochons that you need for the Kumaira pendant and the Kumaran pendant and so many more. And they also restocked earlier this week the 4mm Preciosa Suwon rhinestones, including the fuchsia box. So that's nice. All nice, inspiring goodies to sparkle on your bead mat. And another important note that if you like Veronka's designs, who doesn't? Then until next week's Coffee Time with Erika, that's Tuesday, the 10th of October, 5 o'clock in the afternoon for Central European time. Might be different for you if you are in a different time zone. It's the beginning of Coffee Time with Erika. If you place an order for at least 49 euros, $52, 43 pounds, then on Wednesday we will be in touch with an extra gift on top of your order, Veronika's Fragonard tutorial, the other beautiful sparkly one that she designed for this theme. It's important that this order needs to be like placed as one order, otherwise our program does not find it. So that's why it's important that it needs to be one order, and the sum after like deducting all kinds of discounts if you are eligible, or gift cards, whatever, it needs to be after that sum, because otherwise the program doesn't find you. So thank you so much for everyone who went for this option. Thank you so much for everyone who decided to place an order in the Beading School Bead Shop. You keep us going. You keep No One Has to Be the Long going. Thank you so much. And let's see if you have questions, and then let's see the material list. And when we start with the jewel, then let's stick to questions and topics mostly regarding the tutorial that we are working on. And then at the end, there will again be space for you to ask all your questions. And Irene says these are dangerous. And Robin doesn't hear me, but I think it's on your side. Rachel went for the low cut. And Kristen joined us in the meanwhile. And Sherry and Kimberly. And Kimberly says, since this gift does not need shipping, can the order just be a purchase of tutorials to meet the total amount for the gift? Yes, indeed, Kimberly. That's a super good question. This does not need to be an order requiring shipping, but also orders for tutorials are eligible. Thank you so much. And Elena is asking, when is Veronica's pattern sent out after placing the order? Next Wednesday, because Tuesday afternoon the time to place your order is over, and we are sending out the tutorial to everyone at once on Wednesday morning when the treasury is back at work. And Susan joined us. Miriam is working on UFOs. Malia is joining us, and some more Facebook users. And let's see now what you need for today's tutorial. I will also put a big picture of Veronika's earring on the screen so you can see it better and have a better image in your head what you are going to achieve, especially if you would like to choose your own colors. Then it's important to see the details. So the material list for one piece of earring, one motif. You will need 3 pieces of 4mm Preciosa sewn rhinestones. These are the ones that I mentioned that were restocked this week. Veronika is using here the rose opal from the box. Then you will also need a bunch of 4mm Preciosa bicones, turquoise, popping there in the earrings, and there are 12 pieces in one motif, so 24 for a pair of earrings if you are going for earrings. It is also a nice motif to use up if you have 6mm Preciosa bicones in your stash. We did not have that many patterns for those until now, but there are so many coming now. So I hope that you are enjoying beading with those bigger pieces of sparkly, beautiful crystal glass. You need 8 pieces for one motif, so 16 for a pair of earrings. Then there are only seed beads and then the optional parts. So for the seed beads, you will need Miyuki Delica size 11s. You will need Miyuki round 15s, Miyuki round 11s, and then it's completely up to you how you finish this motif. In Veronika's case, she went for a pair of earrings, so of course you need some kind of like ear stud or earring hoop, whatever. And she also added a tiny Preciosa drop. Also, everything comes from her Dangerous Liaisons box. But I would also like to show you my version. Just a sec. I will put on my hand camera. So this is what I beaded in the afternoon. Mine also became an earring, but I ran out of earring components from my box, so I needed to add something else. So I used the sparkly winter night earring, and then I made it longer with a crystal connector and a fan-shaped drop. I love how the color of the drop is matching nicely the color of the 6mm bicones. So this is how I finished mine, but you can also make it into a pendant, you can make it into a brooch, it can also become a bracelet component. That would be lots of sparkle. So it's up to you. And I also see Carrie and Louisa. And Susan says, such a sparkly little earring. Indeed, I can't stop looking at it. Gemma is here, Catherine is here, and Malka is here also, and Ginny. So, lovelies, do you have any more questions about the material list? I would like to just mention I'm using my usual size 11 tulip beading needle and my usual fire line. So in my case, it's always the black satin color, not the smoke gray, because I prefer this as it doesn't leave marks on your bead mat or on your beads or on your hands and clothing. It happened before with me. And it's the size 4LB, 0.005 inches in diameter. I think in millimeters it's 0.012 millimeters. And this is what I am using for all of my beading, except fringes. But I do fringes once in 15 years, once in 10 years. I have 2 things with fringes, so that's not much. I'm team Fireline. So Facebook user friend is asking, I seem to lost my identity. How do I show my name again? So if you are, I forgot to say that. Yeah, so if you are watching from the Beading School Club, then it is a closed, safe space on the internet only for Beading School beaders. And you need to give permission to my broadcasting program so it shows me your profile. And you can do that by opening the description about the video. And in the last sentence, there is a link. And if you click that link, then it enables my program to show me your name. And I can say, hi, Samia, and hi, Montaigne, and hi, everyone. And the program does not do anything else, so it's absolutely safe to click on that. And hi, Jill. So if there are no more questions about the material list, then let's get started. I will switch now to my hand camera fully. So I will remove my face, and that means that I also need to switch my microphone. And when I remove my face, then please let me know if you can still hear me. Thank you so much. So, can you still hear me, lovelies? Elena says, I also had my eyes on such a coil of fire line. Yeah, my big girl fire line, it's the biggest possible spool. And I start to see the inside of it, so I'm running out. I will need to grab one too. And thank you so much for letting me know that the sound is all right. Thank you, ladies. And hi, Melissa. So I will now remove my finished piece and let's get started. You can see the diagrams on the screen. You will be able to see the diagrams on the screen, but also, of course, they are in your PDF that you can download. And Teresa, I see you now. Kimberly is asking, I am not able to find the 4mm Suwon rhinestone box. I see the 6mm box and the 2.8mm box, but not the 4mm. Lovelies, if someone has a moment, can you please help Kimberly? And otherwise, I will come back to you after the broadcast, okay? So let's start beading. And we will start with the 4mm Preciosa bicone beads, my favorite turquoise color, and some size 11 round seed beads from Miyuki. I start by picking up 4 pieces of Preciosa bicone beads, and I let them fall towards the end of my fire line, leaving 10-15 centimeters of a tail thread. It's about 5-6 inches. And I like to bead through all of them one more time. And then also through the first one to create a sturdy little base. And afterwards, I will add size 11 round seed beads in between all the bicone beads. By always, like, I'm exiting a bicone, I pick up around 11 and then I bead through the next bicone bead. And Bex says, my material list includes oats, apples, cinnamon, and honey, so I will bead with you later. I'm making cookies for now. I was just about to ask, dear Bex and hi, that are those like the colors you are using, or are you cooking? And it is indeed something yummy that Bex is making, and afterwards the sparkly stuff will come. I added the round 11s now, and I finish by exiting a round 11 bead. I actually like to bead until exiting the second one to make sure that the tension in the thread is distributed more evenly. And hi, Helena. So this was step 1, and let's see what's happening in step 2. As you can see, if I show you the finished motif, there are 3 little squares created from bicone beads along the middle of the motif, and that's what we are beading first. So we made 1 square of 4mm bicone beads, then we will make a square of 6mm ones, and then again a 4mm one. And they are joined by the corners, and all three squares will hold a 4mm Preciosa sewn rhinestone in the middle. For now, we have that very first one. Miriam, thank you so much. And Rachel is also helping out Kimberly. And hi, Elaine and Cindy. So I am now exiting one of the size 11 Miyuki round seed beads. Just some moments before the broadcast, I discovered that instead of the 8, I have only 7 pieces left from the bicones, from the big bicones. So I will hide something else in between that I hope will not be very much visible. So I have 7 pieces of my topaz 2 times AB, and I decided to add a crystal full aurum so I can still finish my earring. So exiting the size 11, I pick up 4 pieces of the big bicones and I bead through the round 11 that I started from one more time. I need to repeat the thread pass with a little difference that after every 6mm bicone, I'm filling in around 11 seed bead. So again, the square, the construction of the square will be identical with the first one, that the sides of the square are made from bicone beads, in this case the bigger bicones, and all the corners of the square will hold around 11, so later we can join more beads to it. By the way, did it ever happen to you, this annoying thing that you look at the bag and you have a feeling that, oh, there are so many in it, I don't even need to count because it seems to be full, and then it's misleading you, and then you end up with one less, one missing. Like the big bicones, I was 100% sure that I still have enough. And Robin is asking if this is right angle weave. Indeed, this is right angle weave. We are creating little squares. And hi Sheila, good to see you. So I created the second square that's going to be in the middle of my motif. And I need to finish this step by exiting the round 11 at the very top, because I will have to add there one more square, this time made from the 4mm bicones again. And Irene says the little 4mm bicone square with the sewn rhinestone is the cutest connector ever. Looks so great, right? So much sparkle. And Susan shares my pain. She says, I need one more 6mm pearlescent blue pearl to finish a necklace. No, I'm so sorry. Ah. And now, in step 3, we are adding that third square, indeed right angle weave, as Robin said. And we start out from around 11 on top of the 6mm square. And first, we pick up the 4 pieces of the 4mm bicone beads. I bead one more time, again through one more time through that round 11 at the top. So I have my little square, and now I bead through a bicone. I pick up the round 11 for the corner, and 2 more times until I return to the round 11 that is connecting the 6 mm square and the 4 mm square. By the way, the 4 mm size of the Suwon rhinestones, that was the very first size that I was working with, and then later the big ones came, the 6 mm ones, and then last December during the beading school advent calendar, the 2.8 mm tiny ones. So just a piece of Suwon history. And Montaigne says, I have never used so many bicones in one piece before. Nice to have a design that's based on bicones. Thank you. And I'm really happy that you like it, Montaigne. Susie also has a cute beaded bead where she uses lots of those. So if you like the sparkle, you can look into that. And Gemma says the image is frozen. I hope it's all right. Can you let me know? And hi, Mary. Good to see you. And Rachel says, will the 4mm Suwons have a special finish eventually? Well, Rachel, you are a mind reader. That question popped to my mind a little while ago, if we need those. It is, when we made it with the 6mm Suwons, then it's a result of a collaboration. So it's a bit of logistics, and also the price point is a bit higher. But I think at least some colors we will need eventually, right? What do you think? And let's see in the meanwhile what's happening in step 4. Finally, I will start adding the 4mm Suwon rhinestones, and be careful, we are adding them in the same way to the 4mm bicone squares and the 6mm bicone square, but when we are adding the Suwon rhinestone to the 4mm squares, then there are Miyuki Delica size 11s holding it, and when we are adding it to the middle, to the big square, then there are size 15 round seed beads holding it. So first, when I am adding the Suwon rhinestone to the 4mm square, then I pick up a Miyuki Delica, the rhinestone itself, and one more Miyuki Delica. I bead through the round 11 exactly opposite of the one that I am exiting. So when I pull my thread, you can see that the beads, the new beads, are creating a diagonal across the little square. I bead back through the Delica rhinestone Delica, and then to get in position to attach it completely, I bead through the round 11 that I started out from in this step, the 4mm bicone, and the next size 11 round seed bead that is not yet attached to the rhinestone. To attach it, I pick up a Miyuki Delica, I bead through the second open hole of the rhinestone. It has 2 holes. There is like a metal claw nest on the back. And there are 2 holes running in a cross shape on the back side. So now I am beading through the second open hole. And afterwards, I pick up one more Miyuki Delica. I bead through the last remaining round 11 seed bead that is not attached yet to the rhinestone, and I bead back through Delica, rhinestone, Delica, and then I bead through the round 11 on the right side that I started out from before attaching that second hole, and then the bicone bead and the round 11 on the top. So I have one rhinestone attached already, and Jessica says the image is okay on Facebook, and Montaigne has a good idea that Gemma or anyone who has a problem with the frozen screen, please try refreshing your computer, or maybe even close the browser and open it again. That often helps. Thank you for your idea, Montaigne. And Montaigne also has an idea for the motif. One might carry on with this right angle weave bicone strip and make an awesome sparkly bracelet. And I think that would look awesome. That's such a good idea. A nice thin bracelet matching the sparkly earrings. Irene also likes the idea. A whole simple row of these sparkly squares with the rhinestones would make a gorgeous tennis bracelet. Who needs diamonds? Yeah, indeed. When we have all those beautiful colors. And hi, Marta. So good to see you. And let's see what's happening in step 5. In step 5, first, I need to get in position to add the beads to my big square in the middle. To do that, I bead down through Miyuki Delica, rhinestone Miyuki Delica, and then I cross the round 11 seed bead that is connecting the big square to the small square that already has the decoration on top. Now, as I said, there will be a little difference when we are connecting the rhinestone to the big square. So instead of Miyuki Delicas, we are going to secure it with some round 15 Miyuki seed beads. The stitch will be the same, but with different beads, and of course we need to cross a bigger distance because this square is made from 6mm bicones compared to the 4mm ones. There is an extra bead needed on both sides of the rhinestone. So I pick up 3 pieces of round 15s. I'm using the same as Veronica did, so to create, I really like it when there is a little contrast in textures too and finishes. So everything is sparkly here, and now I'm going for the matte round 15s. And actually that enhances, if we want a very sparkly piece, then if there is a little bit of matte surface, then that creates a nice contrast, and the sparkly will seem to be even sparklier than if it was on its own. So 3 pieces of round 15s, 4mm Preciosa Swan rhinestone, and 3 more pieces of round 15s. I cross through the round 11 that is exactly opposite of the one that I am exiting, and that is the one connecting the big square to the small square at the bottom. I bead back through all the beads that I have just picked up. So round 15s, rhinestones, round 15s. And then I want to get into position to completely secure the rhinestone. And I do that by beading through round 11, bicone bead, round 11. I pick up 3 pieces of the round 15s. I cross the second open hole of the rhinestone. I pick up 3 more round 15s. I bead through the last remaining round 11 that is not attached to the rhinestone. I bead back through 3 round 15s, second hole of rhinestone, and 3 more round 15s. And I finish off this step by beading through round 11, big bicone, round 11, until I am exiting the round 11 connecting the big square and the last remaining square without a rhinestone. As Jessica says, Preciosa are a girl's best friend, and certainly it is my best friend now. And Gemma did the refresh, and it's all right now for her. I'm happy to hear that. By the way, Irena was mentioning a tennis bracelet, and it is something that I hear popping up. However, I have never seen a definition of a tennis bracelet. Could maybe someone tell me, how would you define a tennis bracelet? How does it differ from other kinds of bracelets? I'm curious. And in the meanwhile, while I am hoping for some answers, I will attach the rhinestone to the last little square. So since I am working again with the small square from 4mm bicones, then I'm back to my Delica beads, and my combination includes Delica, rhinestone, Delica. The stitch is exactly the same as with the first square, and also with the second square, just with a different bead size and bead count. So after attaching the rhinestone through its first hole, I'm getting in position to add 2 more Delica beads. I'm beading back now through Delica, rhinestone, Delica, and I finish off this step by beading through round 11, 4mm bicone, and round 11. So I finish step 6 with my thread hanging from the very bottom of the motif from a round 11 seed bead. And Irene, she says, the tennis bracelet is a single row of diamonds in precious metal settings. Thank you, Irene. That makes it clear. I saw some before, but I didn't know what is the definition. Like, it was mentioned in a film or something. And Martha says, I believe the tennis player Chris Everett made the tennis bracelet famous. She wore a bracelet of diamonds while playing tennis. Wow, that's such an interesting fact. And Martha would also like this as a hair clip. That would be beautiful, I think. We have that rose gold colored hair clip base. I think that would be awesome. But now back to beading, and in step 7 I'm going to create a long line through the rhinestones and all the seed beads while adding 2 new round 11 beads in between. So first I bead up through Miyuki Delica rhinestone, Miyuki Delica. I pick up a round 11 seed bead, then I bead through 3 pieces of round 15s, rhinestone, and 3 more pieces of round 15s. I pick up that second round 11 and I bead through Delica, rhinestone, and one more Delica bead. I finish this step by beading through the round 11 sitting at the very top of the motif, and you can see that now it is like a tiny difference, but these small differences can add so much to the overall aesthetics of a jewel that now we have one consecutive line without any like breaking points. So it does make a little bit of a difference. And let's see what's happening in step 8. It's time to add more bicone beads, and with this step I would like to mention that please be a little bit careful when you are pulling your thread through the bicone beads, because even if I have a lot better experience with Preciosa than the old ones, they can still be sharp, so it's better to be a little bit careful. And Antoinette, I'm really glad that you like this. So I start by beading through a 4mm bicone and a round 11 seed bead. I pick up a 4mm bicone and a 6mm bicone bead, and also a round 15 seed bead. With this combination on my needle, I bead through the round 11 that is sitting on the right side of my motif in between 2 6mm Preciosa bicone beads. This is the part when I want to be careful just before I pull the thread tight to make sure that I don't pull the thread on the edge of the bicone, but when I am pulling it, then it goes straight into the bicone bead. And then I pick up the same combination but in an opposite order, and this is where I will be masking my oran bicone bead. So I pick up a round 15, a 6mm bicone, and a 4mm bicone bead, and I enter the round 11 on the right side of the bottom square between 2 4mm bicone beads. I also continue through another 4mm bicone, the round 11 at the bottom, and also through a bicone and another round 11 until I am exiting the round 11 on the left side of the motif, sitting in between 2 4mm bicone beads. And then I repeat the same on the other side. So 4mm bicone, 6mm bicone, round 15. I bead through the round 11 sitting in between the 2 Preciosa 6mm bicones. I pull my thread carefully, and then again 6mm bicone, round 15, 6 millimeter bicone, 4 millimeter bicone. And I finish this step by beading through round 11, 4 millimeter bicone, round 11. So this is how it should look like after step 8. And let's see step 9, it's the last one. This was also a super fast motif. Veronka, you did a really, really great job with that. I'm so happy for you. So now the only thing that I want to do is to add some more Miyuki Delica beads and then to attach my findings. So I will need to add the Miyuki Delica beads here always where the bicone beads are meeting. So first I bead through bicone from the square and then round 11 that is part of the square, and also the first bicone that I picked up in the previous step. I did not pull my thread for 100% in the previous step, also to be careful about the edges of the bicones. I pulled it for like 98%, not 100. And now when I pick up the Delica beads and enter the 6 millimeter bicone and the rest until I'm exiting the other 6 millimeter bicone there, then I will pull a little bit more to make the motif now absolutely sturdy. I get into position again. That means my needle should be crossing a 6 millimeter bicone. Then I pick up the Delica and I bead through the 4 millimeter bicone, round 11 bicone, round 11. I will not add my findings yet, because first I want to add all the beads, and then anyways I will be retracing the thread path one more time to make the motif sturdier. So it's up to you if you already would like to do that or if you will do it later. I will first add the Miyuki Delicas all around where I need them to be. 4 new pieces all together in this step. And now the motif itself is done, and I can go on and add the findings and the extras. So as I said, I have a different earring finding, and I have a combination of a crystal connector and a glass drop for the bottom, because I really, really love long earrings. I think most of you know that. And yeah, I will be adding those now together with you, since we still have a bit of time. This was such a fast motif to bead. Susan is also a big earring team. So first, I will be adding the ear stud. I like to leave the longer, more like complicated pieces to the very end, because there is a higher risk that my thread will get tangled around them. So it's easier to be careful about the ear stud when I am adding this, and I will leave that to the very end. So I'm exiting this round 11 at the top. I pick up 3 pieces of round 15s. The loop of my earring component is orientated front to back, so I need to make the tricky connection. You can find the drawings on the Beading School blog, but it's super easy actually, so you can also just bead along with me now. So I picked up the 3 round 15s and the ear stud, and I pick up 3 more round 15s. I bead back through the round 11 that will be holding the ear stud in the opposite direction, and your goal is to make it look weird now at this point, because the front and the back group of round 15s, they are both attached to the right side of the round 15, so it should look floppy at the moment. And now, to even it out, I bead through the front group of round 15s. I bead again through the ear stud, and then through the back group of round 15s. And this time I will enter the round 11 from the original direction, and that makes it look nice and evened out, because now both groups of round 15s, the one sitting on the front and the one sitting on the back of the ear stud, they are connected to the round 11 both from the right side and from the left side. But I have a little additional trick to make it look really nice and make it really sturdy. So I retrace the whole thing. So 3 round 15s, ear stud 3 round 15s. And now, to make it look this loop like a teardrop instead of a weird oval, I skip the round 11 that is holding it, and I retrace the whole thing one more time. 3 round 15s, ear stud 3 more round 15s. You can do it 1 time, 2 times, up to you. Important is to once skip the round 11, at least once, and then I can continue, and I will do the same at the bottom with the crystal connector and the glass drop combination. And I see Terry, and it's so good to see you, dear Terry. Big hugs, big virtual hug. How are you today? So I'm beading to the bottom. And there is feeling a little better. I'm so glad to hear that, dear Terry. And Rachel says, this is why I like the 4LB Fireline. You can do many passes without your size 15s breaking. Indeed, and just to show you a little experiment of that, just a second, I have like so many remaining pieces of Firelines and so many UFOs hanging here. Oh my god. But what I wanted to show you, I will thread my needle fast with a piece of Fireline, and I wanted to show you, it's a good reminder, Rachel, that how many times we can do that. So I pick up just a random piece of size 15 seed bead, and let's see how many times can I go through it. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still going. I'm still going. 7. 8. 9. Oh, it's getting tighter. Okay, 10 will be the final number, I think. 10. Oh, shall I try it? 11 is really tight. Yeah, maybe with a thinner needle I would get through, but with my usual beading needle I got through the size 15 seed bead 10 times with the 4LB fire line, so I think that's awesome. So lovelies, this was today's motif. And please let me know if you still have questions about it. I hope that you could nicely follow along. I hope that beautiful pieces are being born on your bead mats. You always show each other so beautiful jewels with lots of your own personal ideas when we are beading something together. That it's really a highlight of the day for me when I'm going to the club, checking out everything what you are beading. So I'm also really looking forward to see these. And I also see Niti and Martika. Oh, Ginny is making it into a brooch, by the way. But I wanted to show you something else also, that if you want to hang more cabochons under the piece, then you can always also add a pear cabochon in any kind of color that you like. I made this square stitch frame around it, and I could also add this to the bottom of any kind of motifs. We have now this in many beautiful glittery colors too, so they are also handy to make this kind of hangers at the bottom of your motifs. There is one more thing that I wanted to show you, and I hope that I will find the components. Yes, I did. I forgot to prepare it, but I wanted to share this with you regarding the pear beads, that we have this beautiful crystal pendant hanger in the Dangerous Liaisons box, and I had an idea that if I wanted to make this bigger, then I could also just remove actually the little drop that is attached to it, because actually this is open, this loop. I am gently closing it with my round nose plier. I can use this somewhere else, and I can make this bigger by adding the pear at the bottom, or I can even add something else. So just a bit of playtime for your bead mat. And Catherine is asking, was that your live design brooch, Erika? And yes, dear Catherine, this is the one that we made together with so many ideas also from fellow beaders here during Tuesday's coffee time with Erika. And also, I would like to thank everyone who voted for the name. So the name will be Frangipani. I am naming my jewels in this collection after perfume ingredients. So Frangipani is also a perfume ingredient. And I started to draw the instructions. I'm so happy that you love how it looks like. And yeah, the instructions will be coming. So one thing says that looks like a girl in a dress. Oh, it could be like a little angel for the holiday season. So putting back my face. How are you, ladies? How did you like beading the motif? Please let me know before I would say goodbye. Did it go smooth? How did you like it? How far did you go? Or do you have already like 2 pairs waiting on your bead mat? Please tell me. Oh, I love the look of this, how it looks like all together. The result of this week's beading time. Catherine likes the idea. Oh, thank you so much, Kimberly. I also really treasure the time, and I'm so grateful for all of you to like make time for it, to get together and share all these ideas and encouragements to each other. I love seeing it when you are also connecting personally. So in many cases, real friendships are forming in the Beading School Club. Claire popped over to Canada and met Neeti, for example. And that's amazing. And that's just one of the special bonds that are forming in the club. So I'm really, really grateful for being able to witness that. And in the meanwhile, Linda says that she finished one earring. And Mountain says, very easy design and so effective. For Ginny, she said, love it, it went well. And dear Martika, this was Veronka's design. So this is, thank you so much for your kindness. But Veronka deserves the thanks for this particular design. Okay, Sarah already posted hers. Robin, she says, excited to make this after work today, only watching now. Elaine says, really nice. My earring collection has doubled since I have been a member. Oh, so nice to hear. Rachel likes the turquoise on this design, and I think that was like maybe a surprising addition to this more classic looking combination inspired by Rococo, but I wanted to give it like a contemporary kick, so it's easier to wear in an everyday outfit. So I'm glad that you like it. Neeti will bead it later. Mountain will make a chain, a bracelet. And Laura says, really enjoyed it. I am using the navy fire polished beads instead of 4mm bicones, and it's going really well. Just can't decide whether it will be a bracelet or earring. And Laura, so nice to see you experimenting so much, also with your peyote bezel. And thank you for letting us know that this works with the fire polished beads too. So that's also a good idea, maybe to Robin. She's counting her beads if it's enough for this one. So now we know that we can also combine it with fire polished ones. And Niti will be sharing more photos of Claire's visit. It was so cute, the one that you posted. Sherry is here also, and she says, I love all the sparkle. Your leaf design is killer. It was amazing watching that come together. My favorite is when you work with suwan components, and the bigger the crystal, the better. Thank you, dear Sherry. And it's also so nice that you could be there in real time. Susan will also be making this. Linda. Marcy's finished with 1.5 way through the second. Nice accomplishment. Nice accomplishment. So lovely, and thank you so much then. Oh my god, and Susan says, I'm a crazy one. I wear my statement earrings with everything, and that's so cool. And I also love it when you ladies are sharing pictures of you wearing your jewels. And often this question comes up like, okay, we have all these pretty pieces, we have all these sparkles. When do I wear it? Whenever you want. When you go to the shop, when you do whatever around the house. I don't go to that many fancy places, which would like classically be suitable for fancy jewelry. But I like to dress up for even going to the market to just because I want to feel good. And yes, indeed, I want to show off my jewels. So, lovelies, do what feels good. Do what makes your soul feel a little bit sparkly that day. If it's a big earring on a casual day while running your daily errands, do it. So, and Miriam says for everything but swimming. Good point. Good point. And Elaine says, I was stopped by a complete stranger in the supermarket to admire my earrings. And I don't wonder, Elaine. Also, what I saw, your beautiful jewels, your bracelets and rings that you were wearing during the show, those are showstoppers. Those are stranger stoppers. But actually, it's so nice to just have these nice little conversations with strangers. Like recently, I was reading a book about an introvert's way of living dangerously. I mean, like talking to strangers and going out to places. And she mentioned the book is called, by the way, Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come. And she mentioned the research saying that when we have these casual everyday conversations, that those can make us so much happier that day. So it's nice when it's happening. And Kimberly says, it is important to feel good, even if it is just by yourself. It changes the feeling of what you get accomplished that day. Totally. Totally. And Martika says, agree, wear them whenever you feel like it. It will make you happy. And I think that is a very good note to say goodbye to each other. And I would like to thank you for your company today, for all what you shared, your jewels, your comments, your love and enthusiasm to each other. Thank you so much for your precious bead orders. We really, really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you again next week. Big hugs also to Corinne and Anita and everyone who is now waving goodbye. Take care, ladies. Have a lovely finish of the week.